Okay, so today we're going to be talking about next topic, which is representing and interpreting data. So in this case, what we're looking at is statistics, okay? As shown here, statistics. And this is the branch of mathematics that deals with the collection, organization, display, analysis, and interpretation of data. And the way we normally represent these is using, it ends up being in a numerical form, okay? Now, we can classify data in two different ways. Okay, one way is qualitative, the other way is quantitative. Okay, now these can then be split up again. All right, so let's first look at qualitative. So qualitative data, which can be placed into a category that is non-numerical form, so it's not represented by numbers. So something like hair color, type of vehicle, the type of pizza you like, the type of hamburger you like. It's a category. It hasn't got a number to it. Okay. So we can then break that down into another two groups. One's called nominal, one's called ordinal. Now, nominal, it needs subgroups to complete the description. So it'd be if we say we're going to look at hair color, then we look at blonde, brown, black, brown, purple, yellow, whatever it happens to be. Another example would be eye color. Again, grey, blue, brown, whatever it happens to be. Okay. Now, ordinal needs a ranking system. Okay. To order the description such as achievement level. So that's an example. So it could be looking at achievement levels. You're looking saying very high, satisfactory, unsatisfactory, unacceptable. There, you're ranking it according from one level to another. Okay. Now let's have a look at quantitative. Quantitative is data which is in a numerical form, such as a height, the number of children in the family, something like that. So you'd be asking, saying, you go around in a classroom and say, right, how many people have effectively looking saying how many people have one child, how many people have two children, how many people have three. So the number we're looking at is a numerical. We're saying we're looking at who's having one, who's having two, who's having three. Okay, we come down to, again, this can be broken down into two types. We've got discrete and we've got continuous. Now, discrete is something we count in exact values. So when we're looking at saying how many goals scored in a football match, that's discrete. It's an exact value. Shoe size, you get 6.5, 7.5. They're exact values we're looking at. The values will often be whole numbers, but sometimes they'll be decimals. But they're talking about an exact number when they're talking about a decimal, for example, in the shoe size. Continuous, on the other hand, is measured in a continuous scale. So a mass, temperature, the length of something, they're all what we class as continuous. Okay, so really, this is important. If we're counting it, it's discrete. If we're measuring it, it's continuous. Okay, all right. So let's have a look at this example here. So classify each of the following data using two selections from the following descriptive words. So we want to know if it's qualitative, quantitative, and from that, if it's qualitative, is it nominal or ordinal? If it's quantitative, is it discrete or continuous? Okay. So question A. Let's write A over here. Okay. Let's have a look. Number of students absent from a school. Okay. This would be, actually, I'm going to let you go have a think about this first, and then we'll come back. Okay. Now, this would be quantitative. Okay. And the reason it's going to be quantitative is because the absences are represented by a number. So absences represented by a number. Okay. And because, so that's when we look at it. Now, are these numbers, are we counting or are we measuring? In this case, we're counting and they're an exact number. So therefore it's going to be discrete. Okay, let's look at the next one, B, the type of vehicle used in a certain road. Now, are we looking at something represented by a number or not? In this case, if it's a type of vehicle, we're looking at something that is non-numerical, which means it's going to be qualitative. So this one's qualitative. Okay. Oh, I should have put over here. This is quantitative. Quantitative. I think I spelled it wrong. Okay. All right. So B is qualitative. Now, what we come down to is to say if it's qualitative, so qualitative, it's either going to be nominal or it's going to be ordinal. Now, when we're looking at types of cars, are we actually ranking them? Is there any rank? No, there's not. So if there's no ranking, okay, if there's no ranking, what you're going to have is it's going to be nominal, okay? Oops. Okay, let's look at C. The various pizza slices available at a local takeaway. Again, it's a non-numerical thing, so it's going to be qualitative. And as I write that, have a think, are we ranking it? Size, we're going from a small to a family. So we are ranking. So that means it becomes ordinal. Okay, and then we come to D. And in D, what we find is that we've got the room temperature at various times during a particular day, talking about temperature, which is represented by a number. So that one will be quantitative. Oops. Okay. If it's quantitative, now we've got to look at it and say, is it discrete or continuous? Now remember, when you're measuring a temperature, the data is continuous because the temperature can assume any value, and plus we've got a measurement involved. So that is going to be continuous. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you. Bye.